Today we are taking a look at a new Veyer. This is their take on a tactical watch. There have been a lot of brands coming out with tactical versions of existing watches. However, what they have done is given us a fully new watch that gets some really great specs at a really good price. This is based on a field watch. However, it gets all the specs of a dive watch. It's really good looking, and the lume is so good. Like I said, I have one hands-on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at the C4 Tactical from Veyer. So there have been a slew of tactical watches that have come out over the past few months. Christopher Ward, there was a Jack Mason. I think Fears even came out with one, which is kind of funny because usually they make dress watches, so that was their first sort of sporty watch, I believe. This is the most affordable out of the bunch that have been recently released. This is the Veyer C4 Tactical Field DLC Solar. So they make a non-DLC version, which is actually slightly cheaper than this version. So if you want something a little bit cheaper, go for the non-DLC version. So this does get a DLC case and bezel, which obviously you can see is in black. You have a crown at the 4 o'clock position, so this is a little bit different from most of the cases that they currently offer. This is a tactical watch, so you are getting a lot of specs. So basically, tactical means that you are getting a watch that is somewhat tactical looking because it is getting lots of specs, but they are also making it a little bit rugged looking. And this is definitely a rugged watch because you are getting a lot of specs for the money. You are getting a sapphire crystal. It is a flat sapphire crystal with the beveled edge that is slightly raised above that bezel. The bezel is in stainless steel. You get 120 click bezel. That sounds really good and is fully lumed. So the lume on here is very bright. We'll talk about lume towards the end of the video, but everything here is lume. They've added extra lume where they did not need to add lume, so I absolutely love that. As you guys know, I love lume. This gets a black dial. It does say Veyer at the 12 o'clock position, or right below the 12 o'clock position, right above that hand stack. The hand stack is very lumed. You have very large hands on here that are very liberally applied with lume, and you do get to see that second hand in the dark because that pip is lumed. Right below the hand stack, right above the 6 o'clock position, it says US assembly because this watch is assembled here in the United States. Below that, 20 ATM because this gets 200 meters of water resistance. So technically a field watch, but this is not a field watch. It is a dive watch and a field watch in one. You have a 12-hour dial. Those are applied indices. They're applied solid blocks of lume. I believe the lume is, I want to say it's C3 blocks, so C3 Super-LumiNova. And then on the inside of that, inboard of the hour track is a 24-hour track. So definitely a tactical watch. You are getting a 12-hour bezel, so you could track a second time zone. Measurements on this is a 41 millimeter watch. If you measure at the case, it's like 41.5. At the bezel, it's under 41 millimeters. So I would say it wears like a 41 millimeter watch, somewhere in that range. You have a 12.5 millimeter thickness, that's including the sapphire crystal, and then a 48 millimeter lug to lug. Screwed in case back, this does get a solar powered movement. This is the VS42 movement by Epson. So basically a Seiko solar powered movement inside. Screwed in case back, screwed in crown. The case back is media blasted and in stainless steel, while the case obviously is in stainless steel with that DLC coating. That crown is also screwed in and that gets a DLC coating as well. I believe you get 2 straps with this watch. This one gets a DLC coated buckle on here, which is a very nice Veyer buckled side with the brand name, and then this is a Tropic rubber strap. I believe you also get a pass-through strap, like a double pass-through strap with this as well. I really like it on this strap, or they also make a green strap, like a green tropical strap that looks really good with this black case. On my wrist today, I have an extremely weird, extremely interesting watch that I just recently purchased. This is a David Rudden. It is made out of 100% meteorite. So the entire case is made out of meteorite. It is a jump hour. It's hand wound with 120 hours of power reserve. It is a bonkers watch that is very heavy, really cool, and something that most people have never seen before. And there is the Veyer C4 Tactical Field DLC Solar on my 7.5 inch wrist. It is a very good looking watch. Like I said, if you want that green strap, you want a little bit of color, they make like a NATO green strap, which looks really good. But all in all, the black and white here makes this very, very legible. So you have all that black case, that black dial, black bezel, but then you have this bright white lume, and it is applied, so it's very bright. It's very white, and when you do a lume shot, when we do a lume shot in just a few seconds, you're going to see exactly how bright it is, especially against that dark background. It looks fantastic, but look at that. It looks fantastic on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 41 millimeter watch. You have a 12.5 millimeter thickness and a 48 millimeter lug to lug. Very comfortable on my 7.5 inch wrist. And there is the lume. You can see this is very liberally applied with lume on the bezel. So the bezel has a lot of lume in it. And then all of the indices that you see that are applied, those are in lume, solid blocks of C3 Super-LumiNova. And then there are these dashes behind each one of the indices. Those are also applied. Those are also solid blocks of lume. Then you have more lume on the hands, very liberally applied with lume, and then you have lume on that second hand so you can see that your watch is working in the dark. Really liberally applied with lume, lots of solid blocks of lume, making this extremely bright and really easy to read in the dark. Just a good looking watch in my opinion. I love tactical watches, I love tactical style watches, and this works just so well. Especially for the price, $499, I think is a very good price for what you are getting here. 200 meters of water resistant sapphire crystals, solid blocks of lume, that solar movement. Guys, really when it comes to a tactical watch, you want something like a solar movement inside. Automatics are great, but if you want a real tactical watch, you have to go with the solar movement because it's shock resistant, it's way more accurate. You have a power reserve of like 6 months. So obviously, if you're going tactical and you really are going tactical, solar is the way to go. Automatic movements are awesome, but if you want real tactical, go solar. Price on the non-DLC version is, I think, around $50 cheaper. So if you like the non-DLC version, those are around $450, I want to say. Definitely check out their website. I'll put a link to their website down in the description below. Definitely check out their watches. They have a lot of different models now, and I think this is currently their only one with solid blocks of lume. So if you're interested in this watch, I will put a link directly to this watch down in the description. Definitely check it out. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.